In this episode talking about orcs, we're going to be going over orcs in Kill Team. We'll see if we can get this in one part or we have to make it two. But with Kill Team coming out in a couple days, we're going to go what's good and what's not so good in the orc section. So there are 5 models, 5 units you can take: boys, Gretchen, commandos, Burnas, and Ludas. And Burnas and Ludas can also replace one of them with a mech. They call them Spanner here, but they're basically the mech. Um, and everything is pretty much exactly the same it is in the index, so there's not a whole lot of rules changes. The differences, of course, on is how many you can take and the specialists that are available to you. So I will try and go over the specialists as we go, but if you're not familiar with the kill team rules, it might not make much sense. Uh, but I think the best part of kill team is going to be designing your kill team and deciding what specialists you're going to take in there. So let's talk about the boys. One boy can be upgraded to a knob. Knobs do cost more points in this than unlike the index. And the boys knob is the one that can take the most war gear options. The boss knob from the boys can take pretty much anything. Slugga, combi weapon, either combi weapon, or a chopper, big chopper, or power claw. The knob can be the leader. You can also be combat, demolitions, and veteran. You do have an orc boy gunner, which can take big shooters or rocket launchers. So basically, just a weapons guy from a boys unit, and they can also take heavy. So leader is important because leader allows you to get an extra command point each turn. Heavy allows you to move and shoot heavy weapons without penalty, or advance and shoot an assault weapon without penalty. Which sounds good in this because the orc weapons are assault, but the board is so small on these, specifically 30 inches by 22 inches, that the range isn't really going to be an issue, I don't think. Combat allows you to get 1+ attack. Demolitions is the important one. I'll get back to that in a second. And veteran allows you to ignore penalties to nerve tests. And there's also additional abilities you can use as well with these that require command points. But I was just going over the ones that are part of the specialists. So you can take 3 specialists in your kill team, and each one must be different. So since the boys boss knob is the only one that can take a combi scorcha, I would almost always give him a combi scorcha and give him the demolitions specialist. So because demolitions allow you to +1 to wound against models in cover or that are obscured. And in kill team, obscured means anything is obscured. There's no percentage. Even if one tiny little speck of the model is covered by terrain, it is obscured. So that's pretty good. So give him a combi scorcha, and he's going to be wounding almost everything on 2s with the demolitions specialist. That means he can't be the leader, which is fine because you don't really want your models that are going to be 8 inches from the enemy to be your leader anyway, because you don't want to lose your leader. So that's not too bad. And of course, orcs still have Here We Go, where they can reroll failed charges. So that is really awesome in this because of how small the board is. So the next unit is Gretchen. There's not much to them. They're Gretchen. They have a Grot Blasta, and they can be leader or scout. Scout allows you to re-roll your advanced roll, which isn't that great. I mean, it might be useful for grabbing an objective when you need to, but I probably wouldn't waste one of my specialist slots for that. But the more important thing is they can be leaders. So I would almost take at least one Gretchen, make him the leader, and then hide him in some hole in the board so that you don't have to worry about losing your leader and losing that extra command point. Yeah, that's what I plan on doing. So that's pretty good. And of course, Grots can use the stratagem where the Grot shield. So taking some Grots to shield your more important models is definitely going to be worth the command points. Yeah, Grot shield orc tactic. Use this tactic at the start of the shooting phase. Pick a model from your kill team that has within 2 inches of aggression model until the end of the phase. While that Gretchen model is on the battlefield, any attacks which target the chosen model are resolved against that Gretchen model instead. 2 command points. So yeah, that's really good. You definitely want that. Okay, so commandos. Commandos are awesome. Uh, they're just like boys, of course. Except they have the 6-inch move instead of the 5-inch move. They can take scout as well, and the commando boss knob can take a leader, And the only option for him is to replace his Choppa with a Power Claw. So you can't even take a big Choppa. But Sneaky gets when an enemy player makes a hit roll for a shooting attack that targets this model is obscured. That hit roll suffers an additional -1 penalty. So in Kill Team, you have a -1 penalty for shooting anything that's obscured. Commandos are -2 to hit when they're obscured. That's going to be huge because you're basically turning a Space Marine shooting into Orc shooting. And so there are 2 more points than a boy, but I think Commandos are the way to go. They're going to be pretty good. Again, I would not give the Knobs leader simply because you don't want your salty troops going into uh, close combat. I definitely would consider giving the Commando Knob the combat specialist. So Burnas. So you see, any number of Burna boys, and up to 3 of those can be replaced with Spanners. The Spanners come with a Big Shooter. Big Shooters are free, by the way. You can replace them with a rocket or a custom Mega Blaster. The custom Mega Blaster is also free. The rocket costs some points. So you can give a Spanner Comms Specialist. Comms means it has a couple of abilities. One of them, their free ability is that once per shooting phase, you can pick a model to get +1 to hit within 6 inches. So I think having a Spanner Luda, a Spanner Boy, uh, with a Comm Specialist within 6 inches of a Luda is going to be pretty good because that'll give your Luda +1 to hit. Not too bad. And for command point, the comms can also give you a -1 to all your nerve rolls. I think a comm specialist is going to be a very important model in an Orc kill team. I think it's really going to benefit you more than you could possibly imagine. So any of them can be leader, combat, demolition, veteran, or zealot. Zealot is one that kind of pisses me off because zealot allows you to get +1 attack, +1 strength when you charge. But the only ones that can get that are Burna Boys and the Burna Spanner. Which I can see it in a Burna Boy. I mean, maybe because then you're got +1 strength and +1 attack when you're charging with your -2 AP Burna. That might not be too bad, but I'm not sure that's something I'd want to do. So anyway, this is for the demolitions here. You get +1 to wound. It might be tempting to give that to a Burna Boy. I think giving it to the Knob with a Combi Scorch will be better, simply because you're going to be wounding most things on 2s, which is going to be awesome. So I think saving the demolitions for the Combi Scorch is better than giving it to a Burna. But giving Zealot to a Burna might not be bad. I'm not sure if I'd use a slot for that though. And the Ludas are exactly the same. They have leader, comms for the Spanna, leader, combat, demolitions, heavy, and veteran. Heavy, again, sounds like it'd be something you'd want to put on a Luda so you can move and shoot without penalty. But to be honest, with this how big these boards are and how much terrain there's going to be, I don't think there's really going to be much point in moving these guys. I probably wouldn't waste a specialist on heavy for a Luda, especially since you're going to want more than one, and they'll just target a specialist first anyway. So I think avoiding the specialist on the Ludas would be beneficial overall, so you don't lose your specialist early. And giving them, and then you can always just give them the +1 to hit from a comm if they do have to move, so to negate that. So I don't think using any of the specialists on Ludas will work. So Grots, the one thing about this is you are limited to 20 models. So 20 Grots is only 60 points. So even though you could do that and gain, 4 extra command points a turn, because you're lower in points, it may not be any fun. I mean, if you could take all 33 Grots in this, I would probably do that because it'd be fun. Because with all those Grot Blastas, you might actually be able to do some damage. Because with the number of, thinking about the number of models on the other side, it might be 5, 10 at the most, and you got 33. So they might kill, 5 Grots the first turn, and then you have 28 las gun shots or las pistol shots. You're going to kill something, and so on and so on. So, but they are limited to 20 models, unfortunately. So I think my first kill team is going to be made up of a boys boss knob with a big chopper and a combi scorcha with the demolition specialist, 3 commandos, the commando knob with power claw and the combat specialist, 2 ludas, a luda spanner with K and B, and the comm specialist, and then 3 grots 4 grots, one of which will be the leader. The other 3 will be grot shield meat. And then it comes to 99 points, something like that. Because 100 points is the limit. And points are different in here, especially for the upgrades. But I think we're going to give that a try. Kill Team sounds pretty much fun. I like a lot of fun. The rules are different enough from 40K to make it a different game, especially the way they do things in the shooting and combat phase. So that's what I think we're going to be with the Kill Team and Orks. I think Commandos are going to be awesome. I might take a whole Kill Team of just Commandos, except they have to have a leader. So I have to take another, so maybe a Grot leader would work with the unit with nothing but Commandos. Yeah, that would give you, yeah, that would give you 12 Commandos and a Grot for your leader. That wouldn't be too bad. I mean, because they're going to be hard to hit in shooting phase, being at -2 to hit. 12 guys at -2 to hit, especially if you play another Orc player. They're not going to hit you at all in shooting. So yeah, that's where I think we go with the kill teams. Yeah, have you tried a kill team yet? I know it's not technically out, but there are preview copies out there. I actually got to read the rules on Saturday night when my friendly local game store had a preview copy. All the Games Workshop stores have copies already. So have you checked it out? I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think Orcs should do pretty well. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching this episode of Talking About Orcs. Please subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications for new Talking About Orcs videos every Wednesday, new battle reports every Friday, and hobby videos whenever I can. Thanks for watching.